Hello everyone, this is Dr. Mihir Shah once again with another video. In this video, we are going to discuss the most important theory question that you need to study under the subject service marketing. Again, a very important video for all the TYBMS Sem V students. So in this video, we have divided all the question into all the modules basically in two parts. The first part will be all the long answers and the second part will be the short notes. So let us see what are the most important topics that we need to cover up. So under module 1, number 1, explain the features of services, or you can explain the distinctive characteristic of service with an example and its implication. Secondly, explain the service marketing triangle and how it is critical to successful service marketing, or explain the service marketing triangle and discuss the importance of internal marketing. Next, they can ask you is what are the different challenges of service marketing and explain how to overcome those challenges. Next, we have explain the following terms. Now you can get asked as what is service recovery, service encounter, types of contact. You can also ask you evaluate the factors that have led to the growth of service sector in India. So these are the first set of questions under module 1. You all can go through it once. Okay, next, define services and explain the concept of goods and service continuum with the help of diagram. Next, you have discussed the importance of positioning for services and state the approaches that can be adopted for positioning or strategies adopted in service positioning. Next, you have is explain the customer contact in service with appropriate example. Next, discuss the customer involvement and status types. Next, discuss the role of services in modern economy. Then we have some distinguish, very important one, distinguish between goods and services and good marketing and service marketing. Okay, so these are the next set of questions under module 1, very important. And last, explain the factors influencing consumer behavior, that is buyer's behavior. How do service serve as the largest source of employment in the economy, and discuss the factor contributing to this. Then they can answer a question based on analyze segmentation, targeting and positioning process in service marketing. And lastly, explain the concept of service failure and the recovery process. Very important topic that also. So these are the various long answers that needs to be covered up. Now in the same module, these are the set of short notes that can come. Now most of the short notes are already covered up in your long answers only. Okay, like you have short note based on goods and service continuum, service recovery, types of contact, impact of service recovery, positioning strategies, classification, characteristic of services, challenges faced by service marketer, variation in customer involvement, service encounter and positioning in services. So all the short notes are actually from the long answers only. Okay, so in this subject most of the short notes are actually from the long answers. So these are all the topics that you need to cover up under module 1. Okay, next module 2. This is one of the lengthiest module in the entire syllabus. Discuss various promotion strategies used in service marketing and their effectiveness. Analyze the role of pricing in service marketing and its significance in influencing customer perception. Explain the pricing strategies adopted by service sector. Explain in brief the extended piece of service marketing. Next we have is what are the different ways of distributing services, and explain the role played by franchising in distributing services. Very important topic. Next, what is service mapping and 4 lines of service map. Very important. Options for delivery of service delivery and importance of people in service delivery. Okay, very important topics. Okay, next, explain the importance of people mix with reference to banking sector. So now they can answer specific sector base also. What is service blueprinting and advantages of service blueprinting? Again, very important topic. Explain the objectives and strategies of pricing with reference to service industry. What are the problems and solution of branding in services? Important. Explain the flower of service. Now this is an important topic, concept with reference to banking. Explain physical evidence and people's element of marketing mix with reference to healthcare industry. Next is what is service blueprint? Explain the different steps in building service blueprint. And lastly, explain the different attributes of physical evidence. Again, very important topics. See, module is lengthy, but the topics are very important. Okay, next we have explain the service mapping and flow charting with reference to service industry. Explain the 7 P's of service marketing. Explain different ways of distributing services. Again, explain the concept of service flow used to conceptualize a service product. Bring about importance of human resource or people in service industry. Discuss the different strategies and method that can be adopted for various pricing services. Next we can have is elaborate the importance of people's mix and discuss the role of people in service. And lastly, state the importance of physical evidence and discuss the elements of physical evidence in brief. Again, very important topics that needs to be covered up. Short note which comes under this, again majority of the short notes are from the long answers. So physical evidence from long, branding in service is new, options for service delivery from long answer, people mix, blueprint again from long answers. Okay, these are the important short notes that needs to be covered up. So these are everything that you need to learn from module 2. Under module 3, explain the gap model of service quality and state in brief the ways to overcome each gap. The most important answer, okay, the service gap theory, that is a service gap model. Next, explain the measures to close service gap. It is a part of service gap model only, okay. Next, explain ServiQL, that is service quality model with reference to airlines industry or with insurance industry, banking industry. They can ask you any of the random industry. Define service productivity and discuss the method that organization can adopt for managing productivity. Next, what is service productivity and evaluate the way to improve the productivity. Next, define service productivity and discuss the method that organization can adopt for managing productivity. Explain benefit of benchmarking and different levels. Types of demand in service with an example. Explain the strategies for managing capacity to match demand. And similarly, explain the strategy for managing capacity constraint and demand fluctuation. So it's the same answer only, okay? The third last and second last are similar. And then explain the concept of zone of tolerance with appropriate examples. Again, very important topics. The short note which can come under this is quality dimensions, benchmarking, zone of tolerance and service gaps. Again, all the short notes are a part of long answer itself. Next, we have module number 4. Under module number 4, we have describe the recent trend in telecommunication industry. Next, we have is explain the recent trend in banking sector. Next, what are the recent trend in marketing of service in banking. Next, discuss the current trend in healthcare, emerging trend in tourism. Then we have what are international global strategies in service marketing. Identify the different elements of transnational strategy important. Again, we can have what is transnational strategy and what are the features. Also state the factors favoring them. And what are the unethical practices in service marketing with suitable examples. The short notes towards that can be short note on tourism sector, ethics in service, recent trends, okay, in insurance, healthcare, okay, we can have education sector. Then we have unethical practices in service sector, international and global strategies in service marketing, and factors favoring the transnational strategy. Majority of the answers are from the long answers itself. Okay, so these were the various long answers and short notes that you need to cover. So basically, long answer, if you cover up, you are covering all the short notes in this particular subject. Chalo, with that, we will be ending this video here. Thank you.